classes. How's it going? This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. This is not fucking yoga, it's Mat Pilates. I am Julia, and I'm going to be moving into an instrumental music only because I like to focus on what I'm doing rather than listening to the lyrics. So when I do actually somebody just emailed me about the playlists because they were listening to them, which is great. I love it. I'm on the Spotify. It is TheEffing, the effing yoga profile at Spotify. All of my playlists are there, including my Psychofusion playlists. If you want to get on the bike, my goal this fall is to get on the bike. And now that I have a camera that can travel with me, you'll be able to watch me look like I'm having a heart attack. I call cycle class heart attack, hot flash, or hurl, because that's how it feels. That being said, we're going to start standing. I'm going to move down to the mat, and I think I was going to try and move the camera, but I think it's okay. You see me do yoga at this angle, so no big deal. Hold please. Talking with my mouth full. Pilates is about activation of the core. And your core muscles include your adductors, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, right? All the way around, your piriformis, your transverse abdominis, your internal and external obliques, in general, it can be very ineffective. So when we do calisthenics, particularly, and when we do yoga, and I talk about, scooping up everything up, and we move more slowly, it's so that we can activate all of these muscle groups together and be more effective, right, in our strengthening of the core. The core is the magic muscle, or the magic thing. It's our power. I mean, a lot of, you'll hear that in exercise classes too. It's very, very important for balance. Very, very important. And listen, at the fucking yoga company, I'm all about mobility. Okay? And mobility, of course, is a function of balance and strength and flexibility, right? But I'm no longer concerned about, I don't want to start talking flexibility because that's what everybody thinks, especially when we talk about yoga. Like, I'm not flexible enough. Well, that's the whole fucking point, right? But it's critical. As I see my father, who just turned 90 at the beginning of the month, and as I move through, right, each day, we're all getting older. That's the fun. That is the core essence and truth of humanity. And if the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can all get over this other bullshit. We're all gonna die. However, right, as we continue on this planet, we can do what let me reframe this question. Let me change this. We can improve our mobility and protect, right, all of those aspects of our joint movement, our posture, our strength and balance, so that our lives, the quality of our life, is better as we move through this journey that is life. So we're going to start standing. We're going to be doing some balance work. Then we'll move to the mat. Also, there will be no hip work today because our youngest offspring had a wedding this past weekend, and it was a lovely event. It was great. It was 100 degrees, and I have a little sunburn. But thank goodness, towards the end of the evening, right, heat, food, and a flowy skirt, I sat on a wasp. And that motherfucker not only 1-2 punched me, it 1, 2, 3, 4 punched me. That's the problem with wasps. And yeah, so we will not be doing any hip work. Bad enough I'm going to be laying on the back. So let's start. Grab a broomstick, grab a kitchen chair, grab something that you can hang on to. And I love this dowel. So there are a couple things that I really enjoy or that I think are effective. And a broomstick is fine. Especially, you can just unscrew the broom from the stick. And it's just a lovely touch point to help you with your balance. You could use a foam roller. My foam roller happens to be sitting here. We are going to be popping up on your blanket or your foam roller to add a little instability to our stability work. So you could actually just touch the foam roller as a touch point. I tend to like the broomstick or the dowel because the minute you lean into it, you're going to catch yourself, right? There's an immediate response to tell you to get deeper into your core. So that's why I like the broomstick / dowel. I'm also going to be using some 1 pound weights. If you have a can, an 8-ounce can, is it 6 ounces of tomato paste? You could use a couple of those. They're just a nice hand size, and you don't have to use any weights at all. So those are your options. Couple things about positioning in what a lot of people call it neutral stance. So if you look at your feet, try to imagine a fist width. And if you just look down your arm between the second knuckle, this first metatarsal in your toe, this right of your big toe. Just imagine there's a fist width between those feet. And now look how you're standing. Are your feet turned out slightly? Are your feet turned in slightly? We all have that, right? I want you to turn your feet so that they are parallel, like you're standing on railroad tracks. And if you are, it's going to feel wonky, right? Give me a little squish in the knees, always, right? Squish in the knees. And then rather than thrust your hips out, right? If you give yourself some squish in the knees, your booty drops back a little bit. And then I want you to get a little bit taller and longer. Scoop the Pilates core. Let's see, it's the Pilates zip up. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button ribs. Tuck these shoulders back slightly. And a great way to practice this is up against the wall. And let me show you what I want you to think about in terms of your head. I'm going to turn this way as well. Soft in the knees. My feet are in parallel, about fist width distance. I'm going to draw up, right, and in. I'm tucking these shoulders back. Now, often our head cranes forward to compensate because we spend a lot of time doing this, right? I want you to imagine pushing your head back into the collar of a shirt. Or if you're standing up against the wall, another great place to practice this upper body position is in the car, because if you, at the stoplight, if you tuck your shoulders towards the seat and then press your head back into the headrest, that's the Pilates zip up from, the waist up to the back of your skull. And automatically you're already doing some work. So I'm engaging all of these core muscles to hold myself up. And this is work right here. And you can hear it in my voice. I'm trying to breathe and talk. It's very hard. So that's what I want you to feel as we're working through some of these standing positions. So the first one is just some balance work. And as we shift left to right, we're just going to shift, do some repetitions. We're going to shift and do some repetitions. Concentrate on keeping, rather than bending into the hip, I want you to keep everything zipped up and in parallel, right? So you will lean completely over. Now, you can also amp up this balance work. You can grab a block. Actually, I'm not going to grab that one because it's foam. You can grab a step stool. If you ever did, like step exercise, if you have an aerobic step stool, right? You could stand on that. You could stand on the brick. I am going to stand on the G board. They actually have a new G board with a double strap that I actually might get. Maybe I'll give this one to my youngest offspring. I like the idea of a double strap. It's a little, the straps, it's a little wider, and it has 2 straps. So that would be that railroad standing position, right? And this one's a great thing. There's a lot of upper body exercises that they say you can do with it, but every time I see them work on it, they're locking their elbows, and I don't like that. But in terms of mobility, balance, and stability, standing and moving, I think this is the jam. And you will, even if you're standing on a stool or a block, you will notice it. And remember, you don't have to stand on anything extra. You can just, some of us are just going to be challenged enough to get ourselves balanced. So I'm going to come step on this G board. Left foot first. I'm left foot, left hand in this position, right? And I'm just going to hold my palm on the dowel. Now, if the dowel starts rocking, it means I'm leaning into it and I'm not holding myself up. All right. If you're leaning into the back of the kitchen chair, if you're leaning into the foam roller, I want you to come off that and concentrate, get deeper into the core, right? Soften the knee, zip everything up, right? If you're on yours anywhere, if any of us are up off the floor, I'm on the ball of my foot, right? Because you're off the floor. It's okay. We're going to get there. All right. So we're just lifting. We're going to lean to the left slightly. Engage the core. Take an inhale. And I'm going to exhale. Lift, tiny, and come down. Ooh, that's hard. Lift, tiny, and come down. Lift, tiny, and come down. And I'm trying to slow myself down. So if you can slow yourself down, make it real small. It doesn't have to be big. I was going too big. That was my problem. Now, I'm feeling this all the way up. My ankle, my calf, my knee, my glute, my piriformis. Oh, this wasp sting is insane. It's about the size of a grapefruit, and it's inflamed and hot and red. I did take a Zyrtec, though. And apple cider vinegar. And 2 more. Oh, are you feeling this? I'm feeling this all the way up to my ribcage. Woo! Take that down. Little rock side to side. Yowza. I might have amped this up too much. Oh, eyes were bigger than my stomach. That's what they used to say to me, right? When you take, those of us of a generation always heard that. When you took too much food or didn't finish your meal. We have that conversation with my dad all the time. He's like, I just can't finish this because he's 90. He eats like a bird. He eats like a 4-year-old bird. And so I always have to remember to give him definitely half or even a quarter portion. Because, you can always ask for more. But he says, he's like, I would have gotten in trouble for not finishing cleaning my plate. They're the starving children in Africa, I'm like, yeah, the starving children in America. Okay. Everywhere. But soften the knees. Engage the core. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Roll these shoulders back. Be light on your support. I'm on the ball of my foot. And we're going to do, I think we did 12. We're going to do 12. Ready? And 12. Oh. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt incredibly stable on my right side versus my left. And that might change. That can always be fluid. And that is because generally I'm tighter on my left side because your left side's always bracing so that you can do stuff on the right. But you're usually stronger on your dominant hand. So if you're left-handed, maybe you're more stable on the left side than the right. All right, we're going to go back to the left foot. I love this G-board, but man, I might have gone too hard. Left side, right, left foot, left hand, and we're gonna move the toe forward. So we're gonna go from here to here. And I might not even go that far because I'm feeling this is my unsteady hand. I'm actually gonna put my right hand on my belly to remind myself to get deeper into my core. Inhaling. No, I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna focus somewhere. I'm focusing on the camera, but find a place to rest your eyes, right? It's called spotting. For dancers out there, you know how to do that. Gymnast spot. I'm gonna go out and back and forward and back. Get a little straighter, forward and back. Whoop, that was slop. Remember, go lower, like just go to point the toe and come back if you're really struggling. Two and one. Okay, that one was a little easier for me. Oh, this one's gonna leave a mark though on my booty boot. Woo! Okay. I'm moving to the right side. And get myself stable. Oh, let's talk about the lean though. You know what? I'm a terrible fucking instructor. Okay. Let's talk about the lean. If I'm on the floor, right? I'm gonna lean my whole body like the Tower of Pisa, but I'm still not leaning into this support, right? And then I'm gonna go forward and back. And you're just gonna lift that toe and point that toe and bring it down. Okay. Sorry, I should have tackled that before we even started any of this, but hey. I'm good, but I'm not perfect. Let's see. Perfection's overrated. Soft in the knee. Tall in the body. Scooch those shoulder blades back. I'm going to engage the core, pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. And here we go. Woo! Struggling on this side. Funny. Oh. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Ooh, I'm really struggling on that side. Little rock, side to side. Ooh. All right, I'm coming off the board because we're going to do a 3-point touch. And I can just tell I'm not going to be stable enough on that. So I'm going to come over to my block because this is definitely stability. All right. So I'm going to come to the left foot, left hand. And by 3-point touch, I mean this. I'm going to go forward, point, side, point, reach back, point. Now, notice as I reach back, if I'm on the floor, I'm not pivoting into the hip. I'm just going to reach this. I'm squeezing my glute to extend the body, right? Extend the length of the core and take that toe back. It doesn't have to be far. Control the, there's a character in some books I like called Ibrahim. And he says, Pilates is the art of controlled movement. You know, which is true, but it doesn't say anything about what we're doing. All right. Ready for this? Here we go. I'm going to point forward. I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to squeeze back. Look, I'm stabilizing the body. I'm sweeping forward. I'm going out to the side. And I'm stepping back. Now, if you need to take a pause here to reset, you take that pause, right? We're in 3. 6, 7, and one more. Oh my goodness. Burning all the way up from my knee to right here. Ay, ay, ay. That's some bang for your buck. All right. 8 more on this side. Then we're going to do some stretching and scooping. Stretching and scooping. Whew. Pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Tuck those shoulder blades back. Here we go. We're 4, halfway. Two more. Woo! Starting to get fatigued. And done. Oh. That's going to leave a mark. That's going to leave a mark. Grab a drink of water. Ooh. Hi, Chihuahua. Give it a little knee lift. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Did you take a little rock side to side? Lifted those knees, got a drink of water. We're going to come to the end of the mat. We're going to do some what's called waterfalling. Then we're going to take that waterfall into not a Pilates push-up. We're going to go waterfall. It's called an inchworm, where we're going to walk our hands out to plank and we're going to walk our hands back. Okay? Soften the knees. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. And if you need to, go deeper into the knees. And we'll talk about this in a second as we roll down. I'm bringing my arms up into this nice, lovely, round wine goblet shape. Inhaling. And now I'm going to connect the bow of my head to the movement of my arms. I'm going to tuck here, roll down, lift up and over the waistband, sink into those knees. Keep breathing. Take little sips of air. And I'm coming down to touch into a fold. Inhale. Exhale. Draw up, round the back. Go deep into the knees if you feel like you're unstable. Because I want you to keep your booty as forward as possible. Little sips of air. Lift here, up and over the waistband. Keep the booty balanced over the hips. Don't sway it back. A really great way to practice this and get the feel for it is to stand up against the wall again. Heels a little further away from the baseboard. So maybe about 2 inches away from the wall. Because some of us, me, have some junk in the trunk. I don't even want to call it junk in the trunk. I'm going to call it some beauty in the booty. That's what I'm going to call it. Embracing my thunder thigh status. Although right now, my beauty in the booty is suffering. It's in the worst possible position, sitting down on a wasp. And the shitty thing is, I mean, you know, I was wearing a very flowy skirt, a very floral dress. It was a garden party, wedding. So I didn't even know it was on me. And I sat down and it stung me and I slowly got up And for a minute, I thought, did I just sit on a wasp? And then it stung me again. And I was like, oh yeah, I sat on a wasp. So I was shaking my skirt and it stung me 2 more times. Yeah, hot mess. It's a hot mess. 4 more. I think that was 4. I was talking about the wasp, so I wasn't counting. One more. So the beautiful thing about this one that I really, really like is there's a lot of stretching through the low back, the lumbar structure, and then this big scoop. Like here's the stretch, and then here's the scoop. And coming up. All right, and then let those arms go. I'm gonna grab another drink of water. Woo! All right, we're gonna add the inchworm to this. So I love that one because it's very balanced instead of a lot of work in one focused area. So it's this, it works this relationship. It's called the lumbar, what's it called? The pelvic lumbar curve or rhythm. So we're accessing the core, we're stabilizing, but then we're also getting a little stretch. So that's a lovely one. All right, so we're gonna add to that. We're gonna walk ourselves out and let's talk about this first and then we'll do 8, hardcore. So I'm gonna come on up. We're gonna do our waterfall. And then you're gonna bend the knees and plant the hands, right? We're gonna scoop the belly and walk out nice and slow. Now you can come into a pike. We're gonna come into a pike's pose, right? We're gonna sink a little bit. We're gonna come up a little bit. And the sink is a scoop of the belly into a little plank, scoop, walk it back, and roll up. All tiny little inhales and exhales, right? Inhaling to prepare, inhaling and exhaling on the way down, exhaling to scoop the belly a little tighter, and then inhaling and exhaling all the way up, right? So just make sure that you're trying to keep the core zipped up. Concentrate on that structure. We'll aim for 6. Let's aim for 8. We'll do 6 and we'll check in, okay? So we're inhaling up here, and I'm exhaling to take it down. Little sips of air. All right, bend the knees, touch the mat. Let's walk it out. Little sips of air. Scoop the belly. I'm going to drop forward slightly. Come back. Little sips of air, nice and slow. Inhale here, and then start with your exhale, tiny sips of air. Roll those shoulders back. There you go. I think 6 is a very reasonable number here. Little sips of air. Go slow. I'm going to go long a little bit, scoop a little bit, and walk it back. Inhaling and rolling up. Woo, I'm feeling that. That was 2. Remember, we're breathing into the chest to keep the core scooped. Lengthen, scoop, walk it back. And roll on up. And come on down. Scoop, 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 scoop. Go slow. Take your time. We have 2 more. Nice and in control. Lengthen. Come on back. And 1 more. Lengthen up and release on down. Woo! I'm going to take a drink of water. Now we're going to head down to the mat. All right. So a couple things that we're going to do. Let's talk about instability. Stability while we're unstable. So if you have a blanket or a bolster, the bolster would be great. I'm going to use the foam roller. But if you don't have a foam roller, just take a blanket or an extra large beach towel and roll it like a burrito. Just like this. And then tuck it right up against your tailbone. And you're going to lay from tailbone to the base of the neck. Now, go ahead and put a pillow, see, this is too high for my neck to be in alignment with my spine. So if need be, go ahead and grab a pillow, grab the block, grab another blanket, fold it up so that the back of your head, like your cervical spine, is in alignment with the rest of your spine. And you're going to feel wobbly, and that's okay. That's this instability that we're adding while we're unstable, okay? Now, I'm going to come up. To get off this, right, just slide off to the side and pull it out, right? Then take your fingers behind the knee and roll up. Now, that's the reason I love a foam roller. That's the reason I really like a bolster, because they're longer, right? I don't know if this bolster is longer or not. Is this little bolster as long as no. Okay, so this little bolster is only as long as my blanket, so you would definitely need to support your head, right? This bolster is almost as long as my foam roller. This bolster will offer instability, but not as much, right? Because it's wider. Those weigh a ton, by the way. I'm never taking those on the road, ever. And then I like the foam roller, and I'll show you why, and then we'll get there. And I like the foam roller because, Daylin, we would have to talk. You'll have to let me know. Can you lay completely on a foam roller? This is crooked. That's going to be irritating. Okay, I got to fix this. But you can see the foam roller really does fit from my tailbone to my head. So it's just less to deal with. Now, I will tell you, the foam roller is very unstable because it's round. See this? Play. Side to side. So that's why the foam roller adds a lot. So let's say the foam roller is a lot of instability. It's going to amp up the strength of this work. The bolster is one step down in stability, in a little less instability. That was a better phrase. And then the blanket, a rolled up blanket or beach towel or two, are going to be the most stable, right? All right. So hands rest on the mat. I'm resting my elbows to my forearms. And they're just at a comfortable position, a little wider. Let's see. My middle fingers are lined up with the edge of the mat. I'm going to pull my pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly button, ribs. Now your shoulders are already rolled back, so that's great. This is just an automatic gimme. And I'm going to tuck the chin a little. So we're going to go inhale. We're doing a little toe touch here. And we're adding this instability. So bring your feet in slightly. And the goal is not to push into the opposite foot. So you're going to take an inhale, exhale, and we're alternating. So we're working asymmetrically. As you exhale, bring that knee up to 90 degrees and then drop. No, lower. There we go. So it's a 4 to 5 count. Now, I'm definitely feeling the pressure in my forearms, but I don't want you to push into your foot. So the resting foot is just resting. It's not stabilizing anything. Like when we do Apanasana, in a single-legged Apanasana, we're pushing into the foot. I don't want you to push into the foot. This is like the lightest of pressure, right? It's just resting there. It's not doing anything active. Zip up the core, pelvic floor, low belly, belly button, ribs. Your shoulders are already open because they're dropped to either side of whatever you're using for your. You could do this on the mat too, by the way, sorry. If you don't have any of the other props or you don't want to, you can absolutely do this one on the mat. We do it on the mat. We do it on the mat frequently. Just today I was using some props. Oop, that was a terrible form. I went too far with the knee. I want you to stop the knee right over the hip. And last side. And release. Woo! I'm going to widen up my feet, let my knees sink in, and bring my arms out into a little stretch. So just keep your forearms, elbows to fingers parallel to the floor. And we're just taking a little stretch. Widen up those feet. Pull the pelvic floor up and in, low belly, belly button, ribs. Inhale. And now we're going to 5 or 6 count our arms in. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not even touching my palms. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're moving your forearms together. So I'm not moving my elbows in first or my fingers. I'm keeping that forearm parallel. I got to relax my fingers though. I was tensing them up. Scoop the low belly, pelvic floor. I hope you can't hear the dogs. It's such a lovely cool day today. Misting. I don't know if I'm going to even, I was watering. I don't know if I'm going to finish. I got to go water my vegetables though. So this, I'm feeling this in my pecs. I'm feeling this in my latissimus dorsi and my rhomboids. And down to the belly and that space in between my hips. Four more. 4. 3. If you feel like you're going too fast, you probably are. 2. And 1. And release and take this stretch. So just let those arms hang a little bit. All right. Log roll off that. Move it out. I'm going to tuck my fingertips behind the knees. And we're going to roll it. I'm going to grab a drink of water. I want you to turn whatever prop you're using perpendicular to your body. And again, if you're on the mat, you're not using a prop, we're going to go into a little chest lift here. Excuse me. Sorry, entertaining myself. I was trying to do that politely and I wasn't getting enough air out. All right. Listen, I am back at it. I am full on committed. I've been sleeping. We had 25 people here on Friday for a rehearsal dinner. Actually, I think there was a little bit more. I think it was 30. Tuck the hips up. All right, so I'm leaning on this prop. The tips of my shoulder blades are past the edge, okay? Or you're flat on the mat. We're going to take our hands open and just interlace the fingers to rest the head into those fingers. Drop the shoulders, scoop the low belly, belly button, ribs. The pelvic cradle is really hard here, the pelvic floor. Lengthen the body back. Inhale. Squeeze the rib cage towards the hips. Lengthen the body back. We're getting our lovely stretch. This is a stretch, but keep the belly scooped and squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale. This is all about the rib cage. Squeeze the ribs toward the hips. Now, if you're on the mat, you're doing a chest lift, right? You're just going to take the upper body toward the ceiling. Tuck the chin. I'm feeling my neck. The head is just traveling with the shoulders. It's not lifting or working. Scoop the belly, keep the belly scooped with this extension, and then squeeze. 4 more. 3. 2. And 1. And we're holding, and release. All right, let's come on up. Woo! So I think we had like 30 to 35 people here on Friday, which is a lot. We just needed one more table, and I did have it. I just didn't pull it out, so that was my bad planning. But they ate everything, so that was great. I was worried. I'm always worried I never have enough food. I barely had enough food. So, and then we had all the kids except for K-Girl. K-Girl was not here, so that's a bummer. But even all of our extras were here, most of them, spending the night hanging out. And then the wedding was on Saturday. There was a heat wave, so Friday it was like 98 degrees, and Saturday it was like, I think it was 100. Anyway, it was very hot. My hair looked like shit. The beard wouldn't let me fix it, and I made a strategic mistake. So I look like I just went flat because it was humid and hot. Anyway, I'm having hair regret. All right, I could have done it better and it didn't work out. Not that it would have stayed that way, but anyway, might have gotten frizzy. Pull the sit bones. This is me procrastinating. Pull the sit bones out from underneath your booty boots, okay? Relax the feet, but your legs are in parallel, so just take your knees around that fist. Scoop the belly up and in. Lift these shoulders. We're just going to work some C curves. So we're inhaling up. We're going to take our little tilt. Oh, we're going to do Supermans. So squeeze. Now reach those arms up. I'm in my curve. Lift up and over like you're flying. Scoop the belly and unwind. Tall, tall, tall. C curve. Lift the arms up. Lift up. And on the diagonal. Unwind. So I'm inhaling here. I'm exhaling here. I'm inhaling, lift the arms. Exhaling, up and over. Inhaling and lengthening up. It's just the arm pivot here. Up and over. And unwind. Lift the arms. Up and over. Unwind. Lift the arms. Up and over. And unwind. Lift the arms. Up and over. And unwind. 4 more. I'm on the diagonal. I kind of messed that one up. Okay, C curve. Dropping the arms. Lifting the arms. Up and over. That was it. Right there. Unwind. 2 more. Dropping the arms to the C curve here. Lifting the arms. Up and over. Unwind. Last one. Dropping the, lifting and lengthening. Coming on up and dropping, lifting and lengthening. Coming on up. Whew! Oh. Shake those arms out. Grab a drink. Now we're going to stretch. All right. Turn towards you. Oh, I'm telling you. Sitting, not a fun position. Give me a nice wide angle. Walk those heels out to the point where you're just comfortably uncomfortable. I'm going to get these nice, lovely stretches through the adductors and take a little lean. That's all that standing work that we did. It's the stability work. It's those toe touches on the bolster. Left hand tucks behind the left hip. Right arm reaches to the ceiling. Little tilt. And then just turn. There it is, stretching through the upper body because we did those chest lifts. Unwind. Okay, right arm tucks next to the hip, left arm comes up. Nice, lovely curve of the arm. Oh, right there. Unwind. And now turn the body toward the right. Lengthen it up. Now we're going to just break. So take a fold, roll the spine. All right. Fingers behind the knees. Tuck the heels up. Oh, little rock side to side. Just be comfortable with those legs. And we're going to come down, reaching into the fold. Big release in the lower back here. Lean in one direction. Oh. Lean in the other direction. Release to the middle. Walk the hands back. Woo! Soles of the feet are coming together. I'm actually not going to rock side to side. You take a little rock side to side. Press the forearms into the knees and take your round back fold. Bring those knees up and in, extend the legs. Now, if you have a strap, this is we're going to do a little hamstring work. If not, you can just take the hand behind the leg. I'm wrapping my strap right around my the arch of my foot, just in alignment with the ball, right, of my foot. Dorsal flex the toes, soften the knee. I'm going to bring this leg up. Now, you can just I'll do this without the strap. You can just lift, right? We just want a gentle stretch of the hamstring, but this is the beauty of the strap. Try not to lean back as you bring that leg up, right? Keep yourself engaged in the core. In fact, you can even tilt toward the knee. The beauty of the strap is that we get a longer lever. We can do some things that we can't do just with our arms, especially if you're like me and you're short-waisted with long legs. It'd be real tough for me to stretch my hamstrings in this position. Take the other side. You could also do this if you have a ring of fire. If you have a tension ring, you can use that. I'll show you how that works. If you have the tension ring, right, just put one of the cushions into that leg and bring it up. We'll do that one next week. It's a roll down. We'll do this, and then we'll roll down and control the pivot with our core. I'm leaning back. I need to lean forward. And release. All right, let's just take a nice, lovely fold. That was a very balanced Pilates workout. We didn't do all one or the other. We didn't do all upper body, didn't do all lower body. We kept it very balanced. We did some stretching in between with our folding and our C curves. I feel great. I hope you feel great. And remember, often when we're doing our workouts, especially Pilates, it can be really hard because it's challenging. We've ignored these muscles for a very long time. And we're trying to build a deeper connection with them. And so don't try to balance that frustration with the knowledge that you're growing, you're building more connection between your brain and your core. And as you get stronger and as you do it more often, you're going to be like, oh, there it is. And eventually you'll be very in tune with it. So just hang in there, right? Hang in there. Hey, my name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. All of the benefits, none of the bullshit. It's none of the yoga and fitness bullshit. There's a lot of bullshit here. It just has nothing to do with this space. Sincere thanks for subscribing. And I am on it. I might be a little slow with posting. You know what happened? Anyway, but I'm on it and I'm loving it. I'm really excited about where my new commitment to getting my ass on the mat. It was driving 2 hours to the airport and driving 2 hours back and then not being able to get out of the car that kind of did it for me. Like, mobility. Grace and kindness, people.